Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Good morning and welcome to the Take Your Life Back Today radio show, also seen on YouTube on the Take Your Life Back Today show. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an author, an addiction recovery coach, and a life coach. Do you ever want to find your passion, find your compassion, and look to be intellectual? As we gazed up at the mountains one day, my friends asked if I ever had desire to climb a huge mountain. I replied, I've already climbed a huge mountain in my life. I climbed one of the highest mountains in the world. That mountain at the top had sobriety, the sobriety and a recovery process. So I would like to greet all of those courageous climbers who trekked up the mountain that is in the same process as the sobriety recovery mountain. I am so happy to be standing here at this mountaintop with you and your families and your friends and your advisors who pushed you hard and pulled you along the way to reach this plateau. As you stand at this peak about to receive another 24 hours of sobriety, I suspect you are not only celebrating, but you're also thinking about what is next. When I say thinking about what is next, my friends, I am not talking about you thinking about what is your next plateau in your life. I do not want to talk to you about today. Enough people have talked to you about that already today. Friends, I want to talk to you about what is next for your mind now that you are sober. What is next for your mind now that you have come this far, and some people will call you a changed person. I say some people because don't expect people to do that. Not all people will do that. You will still be you, even as you are sober. You will always be considered a drunk or a druggie by some people. The point of my address is to ask you a simple question. Are you an intellectual? Are you? I know you have earned sobriety through hard work and recovery, but I am asking you, are you intellectual? I'm asking this question because you need to know that being sober does not make you an intellectual person. Becoming an addiction recovery coach does not make an intellectual person. Working in a rehab center does not make you an intellectual person. Thinking at a think tank does not make you an intellectual person. It is so embarrassing, but there are doctorates who have no intellectuality. Just like there are MDs who are not healers. Just like there are JDs who are about justice. Just like there are reverends who are not about God, my friends. Isn't that a tragedy, walking a reverend who is not about God? Isn't that a tragedy, walking a JD who is not about justice? Isn't that a tragedy, walking a MD who's not about healing? Isn't that a tragedy, walking a doctorate holder who is not intellectual? Do not become that person. Today, you are in the club of the highest achieving sober folks. But I want you to talk. I want to talk to you today about joining the even more illustrious Academy of Intellectuals. No certificate is required to join the Intellectual Academy. This is an exclusive academy with all types of people with all types of backgrounds. There are people only with GEDs. There are people with associates and bachelors in this Intellectual Academy. There are incarcerated people in this Intellectual Academy. There are homeless people in this Intellectual Academy. There are poor people in this Intellectual Academy. When I say intellectual, I am not referring to someone who knows a wealth of information. All of you, I am sure, know a lot. You know a lot about your discipline in your field and your research. Otherwise, you would not be waiting for me to finish this video. So you can get that highest degree of sobriety today. I've learned the hard way that standing in the way of people and their desires is unwise, and standing in the way of American families and their food is really unwise. But please bear with me. I do not measure a person's intellect based on how much a person knows. I do not consider myself an intellectual because I know a lot about the drug and alcohol abuse. How much you know has no bearing on how much you are an intellectual person. I define, and many others define, an intellectual as someone with tremendous desire to know, just to know, to learn. Intellectuals are open-minded. Intellectuals have a tremendous capacity to change their mind on matters, to self-reflect, to self-critique. Intellectuals are governed by only one special interest, and that is rarely self-serving. The special interest of finding and revealing the truth in life. All of you want to stay sober, but how many of you have tremendous desire to know how to in the years to come? How many of your minds are wide open to new ideas? How many of you are searching for ideas that challenge how you see the world? How many of you are willing to look at the world differently with a blink of new evidence? How many of you are critiquing your own ideas and intensely as you critique the ideas of others? Intellectuals are nomadic people constantly changing their conceptual location, constantly in search of better conceptual space. Intellectuals are constantly working out. They're working out their minds. We have workout warriors of the body, those who pump iron to break down old muscles to allow newer, bigger, and better muscles to grow in their place. Well, intellectuals are workout warriors of the mind, regularly breaking down old ideas to allow newer, bigger, and better ideas to grow in their place. Intellectuals are open-minded. Are you an intellectual? Or will you become the tragedy that is the anti-intellectual? You know, those anti-intellectuals who stay close to what has taught them to, or by their families and friends and favorite teachers and favorite shows, to be narrow-minded. You know, those anti-intellectuals who are constantly seeking to reinforce their beliefs and their beliefs only. You know, those anti-intellectuals who have planted themselves into a deeply position that no hurricane of truth could uproot them. I want you to make history, not to be history. I want your work to be remembered. I want your sobriety to be remembered of what you have done to become there and what you're doing to stay there, not to be forgotten. I want you to power and steer the academic current, not to be engulfed by it. I want to celebrate one day. I want your family and friends to be bragging about more than their child that has been sober. I want your family and friends to be bragging about how your groundbreaking passion to help others is changing the world. Your compassion and your passion to help them. But in order to break new grounds, we must break from our old grounds. In order to change the world, we must critique the world. But before we can change or critique something else, we must have the capacity to change and critique ourselves. We must have the capacity to be intellectuals, to be on the perpetual climb towards the always rising peak of truth and sobriety. My friends out there, congratulations on being sober. But in all honesty, that is not enough for me. I don't want you just to be sober. I want you to be intellectual. I want you to be passionate. I want you to show compassion. Find your passion today. Find your compassion and make a difference in this world now. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope this inspired you early this morning. Call me at 844-405-HELP, because together, you and I, we can help each other take our lives back. Remember to be good to yourselves and to be good to others. A simple smile to a total stranger can change that stranger's life forever, and can even change your life. Find your passion, find your compassion, become intellectual. And remember, you will never be intellectual as long as your mind is closed to new ideas and new changes. Take good care. I hope to see you guys real soon. And remember, God truly loves you.
Yeah, the show is over, but your life starts today. Taking back your life's the only way. Keep faith, stay positive, push through. Take back your life, it starts with you. Alcohol and drugs can't control your life. Let go of the negative and the strife. Ralf Friedrichs is the man guiding your way. The show is over, but your life starts today. Call Ralf Friedrichs at 1-844-405-HELP. That's 1-844-405-HELP. We hope you love the show today and tune in next time. Take back your life, today's show with Ralf Friedrichs. Yeah.
Remember, folks, find your passion, find your compassion, be intellectual. New ideas, new things in life require you to have an open mind. Utilize that open mind and become intellectual. May God bless you, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Take good care. God bless.